While I was planning on getting a lot of reading done this summer, I got a full-time job at the Austin Disaster Relief Network, and that kind of changed my plans. But the best book that I've read this summer is one I'm actually almost done. It's called Your Sacred Yes by Cece Larson. And it's about spending your time and resources wisely. And it's really inspired me to rethink what I'm spending my time on and using not only it more constructively, but also choosing which projects and things I spend my time on, not because I do projects that aren't worthwhile, but because I can only do so much, and choosing the best. So that's the best book I've read this summer.
This is Kelsey Bryant, and I hope you've had a wonderful summer of reading. I know I did. I think I got to almost all the books on my list, and maybe all except two. And so my favorite that I read this summer actually made it to my top 100 list of favorite books of all time. And it's a book called Least of All Saints by Grace Irwin. And Grace Irwin was a pioneer of modern Christian fiction. And this book was published in 1950-something. And so it's about a man, a Canadian man in the late 1920s who goes to seminary because to become a minister, because he recognizes that the tenets of Christianity seem to have the answers for society's problems. And the ministers that he sees don't seem to be teaching their flock to live according to the teachings of the Bible. And so he's inspired to do that to make a difference. But the catch is, he is not a Christian, and he doesn't have any intention of becoming one. He doesn't believe in God or Jesus' salvation. And so he goes through seminary, and actually he fools almost everyone. And it's really a fascinating book, and the driving intrigue is with kind of the spiritual and moral wrestling, and also with the characters, and they're very realistic, and they each have their own philosophy of life. And so it's written on a scholarly level more than a popular level, and I really highly recommend it. And in fact, all of Grace Irwin's books have been really good. So that was my favorite this summer. What about yours?
Hello again! So the question this time is, what is your favorite book that you've read this summer? And my favorite book that I've read, which I didn't get nearly as many in as I'd hoped, was The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. It's clean, it's funny, it's really good fantasy. It has just a hint of steampunk, which I absolutely love. It's about the unwanted fourth son of an emperor of Fairylands, who his father and his older brothers and his nephew are all killed in a freak airship accident, and all of a sudden he's the most powerful man in the world without a clue of what he's doing. It deals very, very subtly with issues of racism and so on, because he's a goblin and the other elves don't really appreciate that. But it's very touching as he struggles to be a good king and a good ruler, even as he's pressured to be a terrible one like his father and all the other emperors before him. So I highly recommend The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. Go check that out.